So, green thinkers, here we are at a sawtooth oak tree that is actually growing in a suburban neighborhood. Now, the sawtooth oak tree gets its name from its leaves, which look like saw blades. It actually looks a lot like a American chestnut leaf, but as we all know from the blight, those are pretty rare. So, sawtooth oaks are beautiful trees. They are considered invasive in the United States. They're native to Asia, but they do produce a beautiful tree with gorgeous leaves and acorns that have a pretty brisky shell around them, but they produce a really abundant acorn crop. So when they were imported here to the United States, it was actually for wildlife and hunters, with deer. But sawtooth oaks are beautiful. This is what the acorn looks like. So right now it is September 12th, I believe, and the ground is already littered with sawtooth oak acorns. So we're just going to go ahead and collect a couple of those. This tree does require cold stratification in order for the oak acorns to actually root in the spring. So we're going to go ahead and collect them and then proceed to the next step, which is prepping them for stratification. Alright, so here we are with our sawtooth oak acorns, guys, and all I did is I went ahead and put them, it has been probably around 3 weeks, I put them in a moist bag in the fridge until I was able to move on to this step and actually get it filmed for you guys. So what I did is I just went ahead and put these in a bowl here in water and just did the little water test on acorns. Acorns it's really easy to tell if they're good or bad doing this test, just because acorns are notorious for getting worms and grubs that grow in them, so it's just a real simple, easy way. It's not 100% foolproof or anything, just to tell right off the bat if you got worms growing in or grubs or something in your acorn. So all of the acorns are actually sinking, doing pretty good. This one's kind of semi-floating, so it's alright, but we'll go ahead and see how it turns out. So these are appearing to be, they don't have any grubs or anything like that in them, so that's a good indicator. And then what I did is I just went ahead and got a bag, dated it, and it has our moist peat moss on the inside, and all we're going to do is go ahead and put these through cold stratification. So putting these in this bag, they're going to go into the fridge for a couple months, probably late February, early March is when we're going to go ahead and take them outside, plant them into a pot ourselves, and then hopefully we should have a sprouted sawtooth oak tree. So really simple. You do not have to do it this way. This is just, we do need to accomplish cold stratification. So you could just take the acorns and plant them directly into a pot outside. It's just when you do take, say, acorns or black walnuts, something that squirrels are notorious for eating in wildlife, you are putting at a pretty high risk of squirrels eating it and it just getting destroyed before you even get to the springtime. So that's why I always prefer using the cold stratification in a bag in the fridge, just because it's more controlled and it's going to be nice and safe, and really you get to see even if it's going to root in the bag a little bit earlier than expected, and I've had that happen before. So that's going to wrap it up for this step of the process, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and catch up with you in the springtime, and we're going to plant these in pots outside, and we can actually hopefully have a sawtooth oak sapling. Catch you in the next one. So gang, here we are. Gosh, I don't even know how many months. It's October, November, December, January, February, March, April. We're at the end of April. It has been 6 months since our last clip with the sawtooth oaks. Definitely late on getting these out. It is late April right now, like I just said. And around over a month ago, I saw that these were rooting. Not like this, but there was some roots coming out just a little bit in the bags, and that was when I should have. Haven't had time, so here we are. We're just going to roll with it. But alright, these have gone through stratification. We can see incredible results. It is currently raining out here, if you guys hear that. I am in a greenhouse. So what we're going to do is, if you guys can see in there, there is already tap roots in the bag and stems forming, so we just got to be really careful. Now, again, this is not ideal. This is definitely not what you want to see. You want to see, if anything, just a little bit of a white hair on it, then pull it out and they're ready to go. You know that stratification has been successful, but, we're just going to roll with what we got, guys, and that is, some stuff rooting in the bag. I'm going to be pretty careful, but, what happens, happens. So here we are. Here is our sawtooth oak acorn. Right here we got our taproot, there we got our sprout, and we're just going to be very, very, very careful planting these in the soil. Now, if you snap that root right there, you might kill the whole seed. So again, if you don't want it to root in the bag like this, but be very, very careful. I mean, I'm just going to gently set this in there. I mean, mega careful. And I'm banking on that plant straightening itself out and just being very, very, very gentle. You can even cover that stem a little bit. It's barely in there. But that is pretty much it. That's all we're gonna do. Once your seeds have gone through the process of stratification, it is successful. You want to say early March. That's when these should be good. I mean, it doesn't need to be long. Again, you don't want to wait until you see it rooting like this in the bag. Can't reverberate that enough. But if it does happen, it's not the end of the world. As you can see, this is fine. This is going to be okay as long as we don't snap that root. But this is what happens when you do stratification correctly, guys. It looks beautiful. You see growth. You see your acorns taking. I mean, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing something like this. And that is an acorn we collected over 6 months ago in the fall time. Looking, the tree's looking dead with the leaves falling off, and we see a beautiful life right here, a beautiful young tree. So it's just incredible. If you love trees and you're doing it, obviously you understand what I'm saying, but absolutely incredible that seed after 6 months is sprouting like that. Again, being really careful. Just dig a hole with your fingers, and you're gonna very, very, very carefully set that guy in there, and just very, very gently backfill that in. So carefully. It sucks when you snap a little stem after all this work in the process. But what we're gonna do is let these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pot the rest of these. Set them off to the side in the greenhouse. Give them time. Gently water. Thank God that they're gonna be in here. No squirrels are gonna get to them. That's honestly why I got the greenhouse. And we're gonna just keep the soil moist. We want that taproot to continue to grow down. We want to see other white hairs spread off of it. As you can see on a couple of these thinner little hairs. And even right there on some of these. That's what we want to see, and we're going to see that beautiful sawtooth oak sprout pop up, whip itself up, leaves form, and I am going to go ahead and update you guys after probably a couple of weeks, after we see some good leafage, growth on these. Put in another clip, and I'm stoked to do that. Appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next clip. Hey y'all, here we are. It is October 31st, and these are our sawtooth acorns saplings. Unfortunately, this year I was really busy. These definitely should have been transplanted already into larger pots, but I've just been so busy with work and other things going on, I haven't been able to, and I apologize that I have not been able to update you with clips of the progression of their growth. So it's been quite a few months. These look really good, but they definitely should be in larger pots. They definitely haven't been getting enough water. I lost one from lack of water, and I've just been really busy. But nonetheless, here we are, October 31st, and I wanted to wrap up this tutorial for you guys. So these are getting hit pretty bad with some bug damage, which is okay. It's not too bad enough to kill the plant or anything, but definitely something you want to watch out for if you get a really bad infestation. And you want to stay on top of your watering. Now these guys, to be honest, they could be quite a few inches taller if they were in a proper pot and had been watered and better monitored, but again, I just haven't been able to. So they're not looking as nearly as appealing as I'd like them to be looking, but nonetheless, still looking healthy enough and doing well enough. So when I first planted these guys, I actually got squirrels in the greenhouse, and they ransacked quite a few of my saplings and acorns. So nonetheless, this is the remnant. This is the survivors right here, and I'm happy that I have enough to finish this tutorial for you guys. So that is going to conclude it, y'all. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're seeing your own acorns germinate and root, and you're getting to experience and see your own beautiful sawtooth oak acorns. So y'all, hope you enjoyed. That's gonna wrap it up for this tutorial. Let me know in the comments your own experiences and your own luck, and that's it. Catch you in the next one.